navigating corrupt environments, choice, resistance, and the escalation of inner pressure across physical and digital realms. Question 26. In such environments, should we make no effort to save ourselves? Absolutely not. This is a mistaken assumption. First and foremost, one must consciously identify and lucidly comprehend the nature of corrupt environments, whether they exist as physical locations or as continuously accessible digital spaces carried in one's hand. In earlier times, corrupt environments were largely situational and avoidable, confined to particular streets, venues, or gatherings. Today, however, the individual moves through life accompanied by a portable environment: screens, platforms, notifications, images, messages, and algorithmic streams that follow one onto buses, trains, stations, waiting rooms, and private spaces alike. These environments are active moral climates exerting constant influence upon perception, sensitivity, attention, and restraint. It is therefore equally vital to distance oneself from morally compromised companions and misguided influencers who intentionally or unconsciously guide others into these spiritually corrosive domains, whether through physical association or through digital presence, repeated exposure, and normalized visual consumption. When discernment weakens, proximity, physical or digital, becomes instruction, quietly reshaping judgment and recalibrating moral limits. Secondly, if one finds oneself, by circumstance of place, time, or habitual digital engagement, near the domain of devils, whether jinn or more insidiously human devils, and has not yet crossed into the heart of wrongdoing, then as long as the faculty of choice remains alive and responsive, one must strive to avoid their snares with wakeful awareness, inner discipline, and resolute determination. This applies not only to standing near a corrupt physical setting, but equally to scrolling through feeds, opening links, receiving messages, or lingering on images that awaken desire and dull restraint. At this threshold, withdrawal, turning away, closing the application, lowering the screen, breaking the gaze, or disengaging from the stream, is not weakness. It is the conscious preservation of moral agency before erosion begins. If, however, one advances beyond proximity and enters the very scene where transgression is actively unfolding, whether by physically stepping into a corrupt setting or by digitally entering a malicious virtual environment, a space marked by moral collapse, illicit behavior, and the normalization of excess, then the force of temptation encountered and the surge of desire awakened within will no longer correspond to one's former inner equilibrium. Rather, it will reflect the density, concentration, and organized activity of devils inhabiting that environment. In the digital realm, this escalation often unfolds with deceptive speed and apparent privacy. A single image appears, attention lingers, curiosity deepens, repetition follows, and one is drawn click by click into increasingly immersive corridors of indulgence. Each step deeper narrows inner spaciousness, intensifies internal pressure, and amplifies impulsive urges and psychological agitation. In such domains, physical or virtual, it is neither rare nor exaggerated that satanic whisperings and impulses multiply by 20-fold, 40-fold, or in some instances by hundreds or even thousands of times. What emerges here is not merely a moral warning, but a defining principle of the contemporary condition. Temptation is no longer confined to places one visits. It accompanies the individual everywhere. Whether through physical presence or constant digital immersion, environments amplify influence, and devils operate through accumulation, repetition, and reinforcement. As moral boundaries erode, forces converge, roles differentiate, and influence assumes structure, often more rapidly, more subtly, and more persistently within virtual spaces than in the physical world. To understand how such forces organize themselves, cooperate, and entrench their influence within individuals and societies, we must now examine their classifications, their alliances, and their modes of operation.